So today is going to be a continuation of the first step towards emotional mastery. And you might be asking yourself, well, how is that exercise the first step towards emotional mastery? And I explained it a little bit. I'm going to go a little bit more in depth here in this video. But first, let's discuss a little bit of why a badass like yourself would want to develop this mastery over their emotions. And when you hear emotional mastery, or when most people hear it, they might think, oh, it means repressing emotions. It means being made of stone so that nothing, absolutely nothing gets in. But that is where most people fail, because that obstructs the flow, and when you obstruct the flow, you're not embracing the energy, and you're fighting the energy, so that creates the results that you don't want. So when people try and fight their emotions, especially when they have to perform a specific task or demonstrate their skill in their workplace or chosen profession, you can't have those moments if you really plan to play at a high level, at an elite level. So that is why a badass like yourself, if you choose to rise above the rest, would want to master their emotions. That's why, exactly why. Because the thing is, my mentor, he held a private webinar for a bunch of badasses that are also part of a very exclusive group of people. And shout out to those guys. Of course, I had to. And in this webinar, he told us the 3 things that were going to ensure that Donald, the motherfucking Trumpinator, won the election. I'm not for Trump or necessarily against Trump, because I take what works in the world and then discard the rest. So what worked for Donald Trump, and one of the most key ingredients in what made Donald Trump win, other than the electoral votes, because he did amass a great amount of the population, right? It was Hillary against him, basically, so yeah, he had to, and he showed that it was a very close race in terms of the popularity votes. Anyways, so what ensured that Donald Trump, without any experience, made it so far? And it was that he was in control of his emotions. Even though he used emotion, he wasn't taken by the little things over there, or the little things. He aroused emotion in everyone else. And he was very skillful at it, obviously, because at one point, I went outside, Trump this, Trump that, I was like, holy fuck. Right? Why? Because he was arousing emotion in people. People had to talk about it because they were so fucking mind blown that this man with little to no political experience made it so far and won. So that's why a badass like yourself must master their emotions if you are to succeed at any sort of goal that you set for yourself, and in like a high performance sort of way. Whatever it is that you want to do, it could be creating a landscaping company. It could be training in martial arts so that you can teach it. It could be playing music so that you can perform. Because in all these areas, there comes a point where you have to channel your emotions rather than fight them. Try and hide them. So that's why getting in touch with your heartbeat, it's such a great tool in order for you to first feel your body. Because whether you feel it right now or not, depending on how close to feeling your environment you are, because it has to do with expanding your consciousness. Emotional awareness has to do with expanding your consciousness. And you can be aware of someone else's emotions, but if you're so caught up in like not feeling even your own body, your own emotions, then you're not going to be able to make the choices that are going to be the best for you. Because one of my non-living mentors, Osho, he talks about the fact that there are 3 levels to the human experience, and he talks about intuition, and intellect, and instinct. And he says that intellect has nothing to do with intuition and can in fact cage it. Instinct, he says, is the gateway to intuition, because it's how you get in tune with your body and your nature, what surrounds you. And then you expand your consciousness into the superconscious of the universe. And that's what Osho talks about in terms of intuition. So, first, in order for you to reap the true benefits of emotional awareness, which is using your intellect, your emotions, your body, in order for a greater purpose to emerge, because it always has to do with a greater purpose. Whether it is breaking some sort of record, writing some sort of amazing song or amazing book that will change people's lives, or creating an amazing company that creates jobs for people and pushes the boundaries of what is possible in terms of entrepreneurship. Whatever it is that you have chosen to partake in and undertaken as your chosen path, you must first get in touch with your body. So get in touch with your body. That's like an amazing exercise. Obviously, I go more in depth in private coaching calls, private coaching sessions, but most people are not able to afford such types of services. So the seminars, like the online courses that are available through the mailing list, which if you already are on the mailing list, fucking thank you for loving yourself. And you already know what the deadliest influence secret is, so you'll get access to that once you sign up. And a lot of incredible and awesome and practical daily value, almost daily, because I make a commitment to make it the first thing that I do, but there's so many things that sometimes can get in the way that it's just like hard sometimes. But it's like that's one of my priorities. So I make a priority to give value daily to badasses like yourself that are not happy with average, not happy with the status quo, and they're willing to take risk, calculated risk, in order to shake the world out of this mediocre state of mediocre leaders, mediocre products, so that we can step forward as a humanity into the next levels that we are to achieve. That's it for today.